Hi loves! So today, as you know, we're going to talk about the one plant food that you really want to avoid. But first, don't forget to subscribe below and ring the bell so that every time a new episode appears every Friday, you will be notified first. And don't forget to stay until the end because I have a very important free gift just for you. Now let me ask you this, and you can comment below. Have you ever been affected by food poisoning? If so, comment below, let me know all the awful details about your experience. I hope that you're okay and that you have recovered from that, but food poisoning is very serious. I must say, I haven't had food poisoning in many, many years, but as a child, I had food allergies and I was in pain every single day. Even after they figured out what those allergies were, I must have still had a lot of food sensitivities because even though the pain was lessened when I avoid the foods I was allergic to, I still had a certain amount of pain every single day of my life. It wasn't, in fact, until my mid-40s that I finally resolved this issue. And that's why I work with people dealing with similar issues. If you've watched the webinar, you've heard about the chronic pain that I experienced, and now you're getting a glimpse about the digestive issues. In fact, I'll be doing a webinar on that in a few months as well. As far as food poisoning goes, there are many possible cases of food poisoning. Bacteria, viruses, pesticides, natural toxins, molds, parasites, and more. Anyone who eats a contaminated food is, of course, at risk, but there are certain groups of people that are especially at risk, and they are infants and young children, the elderly, and people with a weak immune system. For example, those with cancer, AIDS, diabetes, liver disease, kidney disease, and really most other chronic illnesses. Most types of food poisoning cause gastrointestinal symptoms, nausea, upset stomach, stomach cramps, vomiting, and diarrhea. And if you've ever had food poisoning or even cared for someone who is experiencing it, you know how miserable it can be. One of the worst dangers of food poisoning is dehydration. The vomiting and the diarrhea all cause the body to lose a lot of fluid. When someone loses too much fluid, abnormal blood chemistry follows, causing weakness, fatigue, even an irregular heartbeat. Depending on the type of food poisoning, other symptoms are possible. And of course, many people are hospitalized and even die from food poisoning. So this is very serious. So my son, my 13-year-old, experienced food poisoning from a Japanese steakhouse earlier this year, and we haven't gone back since. It was awful. He lost 5 pounds and 5 full days of his life due to salmonella. Now this was from chicken. My poor guy was miserable, but he was lucky because it was 5 days and then he was fine after that. It took a while to get the weight back on, but he was fine. There are actually more than 250 types of food poisoning affecting 1 in 6 Americans each year. And today we're going to talk about one plant item that consistently each year in the United States is connected to either salmonella or E. coli. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what it is. This is something I used to eat all the time. I love putting it on my salads and I love putting it on sandwiches as well. Luckily, there's a great substitution, but the one plant item that you want to avoid that is connected to food poisoning is alfalfa sprouts. According to the FDA, the CDC, and the ADA, the American Dietetic Association, do not eat alfalfa sprouts. It's common each year in the United States to have 100 cases of salmonella food poisoning due to alfalfa sprouts. So yes, we definitely want to avoid alfalfa sprouts. Now with this in mind, you probably already know that eggs are also linked to food poisoning. Did you know that every year in the United States, there are on average 100,000 cases of food poisoning, salmonella, linked to eggs? But it's so weird because the FDA, the CDC, and the ADA aren't saying not to eat eggs. All right, I know, you're thinking, Allie, well, duh, that's just raw eggs. Well, not only. Even scrambled and sunny side up eggs have been linked to salmonella. In fact, way more than the alfalfa sprouts. The only way you can completely avoid your risk of salmonella with eggs is by hard boiling them. Actually, the same is true with alfalfa sprouts. If you were to boil alfalfa sprouts, you would avoid the risk of food poisoning as well, but that probably wouldn't taste very good. While I'm on the subject of this, I just want to give a shout out to nutritionfacts.org. It is a website that I know you'll really enjoy. Lots of facts, great search engine. And Dr. Michael Greger. They review thousands and thousands of articles each year in the American Medical Journal so that we don't have to. And he brings us great information. I try to fine tune even what he is presenting for something that really affects your life and what I know that you are interested in as well. You probably also think of chicken when you think of salmonella, right? Well, would you believe the way that most people rinse chicken does not protect them against salmonella? You can't rinse with just water. In fact, many times by rinsing with water, the possible infection is getting into your sink, onto your counter, and possibly on dishware and other food items. So your free gift today is an instruction sheet. It's pretty simple. You just need a few items on how to really wash chicken to avoid salmonella food poisoning. To get your free gift, just join my Facebook group. The link is below. And when you're asked for your email address, you're also going to be asked for a coupon code. So put in the coupon code that one plant item, because I want you to remember it, alfalfa sprouts. Just write alfalfa sprouts, and I will send you the instructions to washing chicken properly, as well as an overview of this video. By the way, if you're already in my Facebook group, don't worry, you still get to be involved. Just message me, alfalfa sprouts, and I will send you that information as well. All right, so let's clear up one small detail. It's actually a huge detail. Not all sprouts are bad. It's only alfalfa sprouts. Broccoli sprouts, Brussels sprouts, all great, no issues, so enjoy them. They are super healthy for you. Stay tuned also for next week. Next Friday, we are going to talk about nightshades. Maybe it's something you've heard of, maybe not. Are they good? Are they bad? There's a little controversy involved. So we are going to decide once and for all, are nightshades good for us or not? I can't wait to see you then. Have a wonderful day. God bless.